All right, let's talk about that moment. You've got this amazing, brilliant idea for a story buzzing around in your head. But how do you get it from in there out onto the page? Today, we're going to dive into one of the most exciting and, yeah, sometimes scary parts of writing, drafting.
We've all been there, right? Staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page. You have this incredible world, these characters you love, but getting the first words down feels impossible. It's the classic writer's challenge, and today, we're going to build the bridge to get you across.
So here's a little secret. The way to beat the blank page isn't to stare at it harder. Nope. The very first step to drafting is actually to look backward, back at all the great work you've already done. That's right. Before you write a single new sentence, go back to your plan. Remember those brainstorming notes, that story map you sketched out? That isn't just prep work you can forget about. That's your treasure map. It holds the heart of your story, and it's going to be your best friend as you start to write. Okay, map in hand, we are ready to start building. The goal right now is pretty simple. We just want to write those first 2 or 3 paragraphs that are going to hook your reader and set the stage for everything to come. A great opening really just boils down to answering 3 questions. First, you set the scene. Who is our story about? Where are they? And when is this all happening? Next, you introduce desire. What does your character want more than anything in the world? And finally, you describe the conflict. What is the big, tough obstacle standing in their way? If you can answer those 3 things, you have built a fantastic foundation for your entire story. Okay, let's zoom in on that conflict because it is literally the engine of your story. I mean, think about it. A story without a problem is, well, it's just a description. The conflict is what creates tension and makes us actually care. So how can you be sure your conflict is working? Let's do a quick check. First off, ask yourself, is it totally 100% clear what my character is fighting for? It doesn't have to be saving the world. It could be as simple as wanting to ask someone on a date. But if we, the readers, don't know the goal, we can't possibly understand what's at stake.
Next up is the problem obvious. A vague feeling that something is wrong, that's not a conflict. A rival at work who wants the same promotion, a blizzard that traps them in a cabin, a deep-seated fear they have to overcome. Now we're talking. You gotta be specific about what's standing in their way.
And finally, this is so important. How does your character feel about all this? Are they frustrated, terrified, fired up and determined? Their emotional reaction is the bridge. It connects your reader to the story and makes them feel it right along with the character. And speaking of feelings, that's the perfect transition to our next step. This is where we bring your characters to life. We're moving beyond just plotting out events and into creating a living, breathing world with real personality. To really get emotion onto the page, you have to be intentional. So before you write a scene, just take a second and ask yourself, what is the main emotion my character is feeling right now? Are they worried, hopeful, angry? Pick 1 or 2 and then really think about what specifically is making them feel that way. So how do you show that? Well, you could just write, she was in disbelief. But check this out instead. The dialogue, I can't believe this is happening. And then that action of whispering and staring at the floor, that tells us so much more. We can feel her shock, her despair, right through the page. Here's another great one. Instead of saying, he was scared, the writer shows us that tiny physical detail, his hands shaking. Wow, that paints such a powerful picture of fear and what he's about to face. This all comes down to that golden rule of writing. Show, don't tell. Telling is flat. It's just information, like a report. But showing uses actions, dialogue, and little details to let the reader experience the emotion for themselves. It pulls them right into the story with your character. Now, the last piece of building your character's voice is point of view. Are we inside the character's head, seeing the world through their eyes with I? That's first person. Or as an outside narrator telling the story using he or she? That's third person. There is no wrong answer here, but the key is to pick one and stick with it. It keeps the story clear and strong. So, you've used your map, you've drafted a beginning, you've built a conflict, and you've started to add some real emotion. So, what's next? Well, before you charge ahead, it's time for one of the most powerful steps in the whole process, reflection. It is so easy to just get caught up in the race to get more words on the page. But great writers know the power of hitting the pause button. Take a moment, read what you've written, celebrate the parts that are really working, and just gently notice the spots that might need a little more love later. This isn't about being harsh or critical,
It's about seeing your own creation with fresh eyes.
So as you keep going, I want to leave you with this final thought. Don't just ask yourself what happens next in your plot. Ask yourself this: what part of my draft am I most excited about right now? What part shines the brightest? And then, how can I use that energy to elevate everything else? Because the answer to that question, well, that's what will turn your good idea into an absolutely unforgettable story.